Well, folks, it's that season once more. TV lineups fall into a familiar rhythm. The Heart makes its annual appearance on the dance. The no pathway. Love actually graces the screens again. And whether you planned it or not, a Harry Potter marathon is on the horizon. It's no coincidence Alan Rickman's presence feels almost inevitable during these times. Few actors leave behind such a lasting imprint that their essence seems to re-emerge every year. Rickman wasn't just respected, he was cherished. A voice that commanded attention and a depth of emotional intelligence that made even the smallest scene resonate deeply. Today, we're diving into 10 of his most iconic film roles, uncovering why he remains a beloved figure both on and off screen, and why his legacy continues to matter. Let's fade into the story. Alan Sidney Patrick Rickman entered the world in West London back in 1946. Thought she was to arrive. Life brought early hardships. His father passed away when Alan was only 8, leaving his mother to raise 4 children on her own. Those early struggles grounded him deeply. The authentic, lived-in humanity evident in Rickman's performances sprang from a profound understanding of loss and resilience, seized from a young age. Acting wasn't his first path. Initially, he pursued graphic design and excelled at it. Yet an irresistible pull toward performance nudged him in a new direction. Said the lady, "Mount us in the same steps, and I know emotions." At 26, Rickman applied to the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art and was accepted. His time at RADA was serious and disciplined, honing the craft he would soon master. Following his formal training, the Royal Shakespeare Company became his creative home. It was here that the Rickman we recognize today was forged, that distinctive voice, impeccable control, and an intuitive grasp of timing, rhythm, and silence. He knew the power of restraint. Sometimes less truly is more. But it wasn't just about technical skill. Rickman's personal life mirrored that same grounded steadiness. He lived most of his life in London, never succumbing to the siren call of Hollywood celebrity or wild fame. While his cinematic work is celebrated, it's essential to remember his roots lay firmly in the theater. He trained rigorously at RADA, honed his talents on classic British stages, and spent years with the Royal Shakespeare Company, sharpening his precision and command over language. His portrayal of Leon Dangerous, both in London's West End and later on Broadway, captured critics' and audiences' attention well before he became a household movie star. Fellow stage actors respected him immensely, recognizing not just his talent, but his unwavering dedication to the craft. Away from the spotlight, Rickman's life was marked by quiet consistency. He met Emma Horton during their teenage years, and their bond endured for decades, culminating in marriage in 2012. No scandals, no drama, just steadfast loyalty and commitment. This blend of theatrical discipline and personal stability fueled the authenticity he brought to every role. Though when the film world eventually beckoned, Rickman was more than ready. Now most actors ease into cinema gradually. A small part here, a supporting role there, a gentle introduction to the camera's gaze. Not Alan Rickman. He stormed onto the big screen at 41 with a role few could upstage. Hans Gruber. From the moment those elevator doors slide open, Rickman is electric. Imagine a cat playfully scattering pigeons, serene, calculated, and always several steps ahead. His presence is magnetic. He talks like a man who not only commands the room but controls every move of the game unfolding around him. Hans Gruber wasn't just a villain. He was a masterclass in subtle menace, blending charm, intellect, and menace with effortless grace. Rickman's film debut was a bold declaration. Here was an actor who didn't simply play parts, but redefined them. From that pivotal moment, Rickman's career blossomed, each role weaving new layers into the tapestry of his enduring legacy. But those early foundations, shaped by hardship, refined through disciplined theater work, and anchored by his steady private life, made all the difference. Alan Rickman wasn't just another actor. He was a force of nature whose performances continue to captivate and inspire. His story reminds us how the intersection of talent, heart, and integrity creates art that truly lasts. He never entertained the idea of defeat. Witty and amused, he seamlessly blended sharp intellect with a subtle charm. Quoting philosophers and engaging in psychological battles, he always seemed to be several moves ahead of everyone else. Even when situations began to spiral, his demeanor remained unfazed. No dramatic outbursts, just a quiet, commanding presence that was far more intimidating than shouting ever could be. You could see the intelligence radiating from him. This wasn't a brute, but a mastermind who adapted fluidly and relished every twist of the game, wielding his intellect like a weapon. And then came the fall, one of the most unforgettable villain deaths in cinema history. The story behind it is just as captivating. Alan Rickman, who was not a stuntman but a meticulously composed British actor, took on a daring challenge for his very first film, a 40-foot drop on a stunt rig. The plan was to drop him on the count of 3, but the stunt team dropped him early on 2 instead. That genuine look of shock on his face, completely real, making that iconic exit all the more authentic and legendary. From the start, Rickman landed an unforgettable role. Hollywood could have easily boxed him into the intelligent villain typecast, but he refused to be a caricature. In 1990's Truly, Madly, Deeply, he unveiled a tender, deeply moving romantic side, full of warmth audiences hadn't anticipated. Then, in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, he flipped the switch to a theatrical, larger-than-life villain that dominated every scene. His portrayal was bold and captivating, verging on pantomime yet utterly compelling. By 1995, in Sense and Sensibility, Rickman revealed another dimension, dignity and gentleness. His portrayal of Colonel Brandon was restrained, yet the emotional weight hit like a freight train because he never overplayed his cards. By the mid-90s, he was no longer just the villain guy. He was an actor with profound gravitas, someone who elevated every project simply by being part of it. His appeal extended beyond audiences. The industry adored him too. Garnering a Golden Globe, a BAFTA, an Emmy, and a Screen Actors Guild Award, Rickman earned the trust of directors, the respect of studios, and genuine affection from fellow actors. The scripters, like precise, generous, deeply intelligent, and relentlessly committed, were often used to capture his essence. He never phoned in a performance. He didn't confidence enough for that. One of the greatest joys of Rickman's career was his comedic timing. In Galaxy Quest 1999, despite initial reservations coming from Shakespeare and serious theater, sci-fi comedy might have felt beneath him. He delivered a magnificent performance once fully committed. His deadpan misery, majestic dignity, and underlying heart made lines like, "By Grabthar's hammer, what a savings!" some of the funniest and most memorable in film history. He played absurdity with such earnestness that it felt meaningful. That same year, Dogma showcased his comedic prowess again as the Metatron, the weary and somewhat impatient voice of God, blending British exasperation with divine duty. Rickman's portrayal made being a celestial messenger seem like exhausting but profoundly human work. Alan Rickman's unmistakable presence, a blend of superiority and weary cynicism, shines through every role he takes on, infusing his characters with a unique depth. Take, for instance, his role in 2003's Love Actually, where he delivers one of the film's most painfully human and uncomfortable performances. Eschewing theatrics, Rickman embraces quiet realism, capturing weakness and regret in a way that resonates deeply. Watch the scene where Emma Thompson's character opens a CD and focus on Rickman's expression, guilt, and the crushing awareness that some mistakes are irreversible. It's a rare gift to make an audience laugh one moment and ache the next, and Rickman had that gift in abundance. Then came the role that forever linked him to generations of fans worldwide, Professor Severus Snape in the Harry Potter series. Casting Snape was no easy feat. The character had to strike a balance, intimidating enough to frighten children, nuanced enough to maintain adult interest, and complex enough to carry one of modern storytelling's most intricate character arcs. Alan Rickman embodied all of this effortlessly. Effortlessly. He never portrayed Snape as a mere caricature of villainy. Instead, he breathed life into a deeply layered man burdened by pain, trauma, and bitterness, yet with a profound, buried love that shaped his every action. J.K. Rowling herself revealed Snape's entire backstory to Rickman years before the public learned of it, including the crucial details about Lily Potter and the iconic word always. This intimate knowledge permeates his every scene, transforming each glance at Harry from simple contempt into a profound expression of sorrow and remembrance. A man haunted by the sight of Lily's eyes in the boy's face. Rickman's Snape constantly wrestles with his emotions, masking his true feelings behind cruelty and restraint. This nuanced portrayal made Snape not just a character but a fixture in the lives of countless young viewers who saw him evolve from a figure of fear and resentment to one of understanding and heartbreak. The revelation in Deathly Hallows, Part 2 redefines a decade of storytelling, with always becoming the most poignant word in the saga. The death scene where Snape quietly whispers, "Look at me," to Harry, seeking one last glimpse of Lily's eyes, stands as a testament to Rickman's mastery, imbuing the moment with weight, dignity, and soul-crushing tragedy. Even in later roles, Rickman maintained an unwavering commitment to his craft. In 2007's Sweeney Todd, he portrayed Judge Turpin, a character fitting perfectly into that gothic world. Cold and morally corrupt, yet delivered with Rickman's signature chilling restraint. Rather than slipping into overt villainy, Rickman makes the judge disturbingly believable, all the more unnerving because of its subtlety. In one of his final roles, Eye in the Sky, 2016, Rickman depicts a military officer navigating the thorny moral dilemmas of drone warfare. The performance is quietly emotional, free from grand speeches or melodrama, relying instead on a controlled delivery imbued with genuine gravitas, a hallmark of an actor fully in command of his art. Off-screen, Rickman was cherished not only for his talent, but for the man he was. Known for his kindness, loyalty, and unwavering support, particularly toward younger actors who spoke warmly of him, he left an indelible mark on all who knew him. Even as he faced personal challenges, his dedication and humanity never wavered, making Alan Rickman a truly unforgettable figure both on and off the screen. Alan Rickman was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in 2015, yet he shared this news with almost no one. He faced his illness with quiet dignity, continuing to work for as long as his strength allowed. He never sought sympathy or made his suffering a spectacle. Instead, he simply kept creating until he physically could no longer do so. On January 14, 2016, Alan Rickman passed away, surrounded by his family. The public response wasn't loud or sensationalized. It was heartfelt grief from fellow actors, directors, and millions of fans worldwide, who felt like they had lost someone truly irreplaceable. Why did Alan Rickman matter so deeply? Part of it was his incredible talent. That distinctive baritone voice, his remarkable control and range, and his rare ability to be terrifying, heartbreaking, funny, and deeply human, often all within a single role. Then there were the unforgettable characters he breathed life into. Hans Gruber, Severus Snape, Colonel Brandon, the Sheriff of Nottingham, among others. But above all, it was the man behind those roles who left a lasting impression. Alan Rickman was kind, generous, warm, and possessed a great sense of humor. He treated even young cast members as equals, earning not just respect but genuine adoration from those around him. Perhaps this is one of cinema's quiet miracles. When we lose these remarkable people in real life, we mourn deeply, but through film, they never truly leave us. We can still hear their voices, watch their performances, and feel their presence. Every Christmas, when Die Hard returns to our screens, when love actually spreads its warmth again, when Snape walks Hogwarts corridors once more, Alan Rickman walks right alongside them. His voice remains unmatched, his presence fills every frame, reminding us of the transformative power and magic of film and acting. Alan Rickman didn't just give performances, he gave us treasures we can hold on to forever. Merry Christmas, everyone. I hope your holidays are fantastic, and thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy this kind of content, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It really makes a difference. I look forward to seeing you all in the next video.